Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I am Sap.
For what?
Well, I had a GM problem. Some time ago, I took out a credit card with a well-known clothing brand used to generate credit life. But imagine that I started using it to buy some things that I needed. I live in the dimensions to pay of very long periods and I begin to overload. It used and to delay with the payment note I had IGN debt.
Seriously? I am sorry to hear your situation. Something similar happened to my dad. He wanted to defer the car fees and refinance the debt. At first, he had many inconveniences with that, but something later he could finally tidy up his economy.
The worst things is that I always told myself that I would not have cars just for my reason. The level of commitment must be very high and things. I was not responsible at all. Not I had to find a way to reconcile the web what I demand because I don't want to generate a worse report of fines.
You should talk to a bank consultant or advise you by a public accountant. Maybe he could help you organize your expenses, adjust your economic and plan the most optimal way to get out of your debt zone. The debt has extended a lot at this time.
Of course, the payments are very high. I must cancel a delay. In addition to 8.6% interested car handling and I don't know what else. I know that it should not change my car so much. Fortunately, I did not aside any others because the dip would be worse, not to mention the surge caused by the constant calls from the banks to cancel my monthly payment, for which I can no longer respond.
If I understand you, my advice is that you should keep up with those payments so that the reports does not last long and you can continue to have a stable credit life. And that way you can manage your credit cards more often.
The most unfortunate this is that for me it's impossible to imagine the current life we have without credit cards and instruments that facilitate the purchase and helps in the organization of payments. But you aren't right. I should make it better use of that.
Yes, personally, I prefer to make my purchase in cash so as not to have to borrow and be worried about the payments of the credit card. Besides that, I have in mind how much budget I have to be able to make my purchase and schedule my monthly expenses.
I recently read an article in the magazine Money that said that the credit card is for the payment. This is a very important point because it is a tool to manage your expense. But it is not an extension of income. That was my mistake. He also affirmed that we should about making minimum payment on your balance if possible always liquidate the total balance. In this way, you will avoid pay, you will avoid paying with interest and always respect the expense of your credit card to about late charges and unplanned interest there to be paid. Always try to make responsible use of credit.
I think that article is very objective since many other people make the same mistakes as you. It is better to schedule your expenses. Now, your borrowing capacity and be clear about which expenses are priorities and which are not. It's the most reasonable. thing to do.
Look, that now I understand that the credit cards is not free money. I must always identify the items spent. In this way, I will know what I will have to pay in most coming to manage it and recognize my ability to pay.